Ah, there, it's recording. Ah, wow. Dreary day. Very dreary. We got the engine warming up. I got, oh, no, there's a tiny little hole there. That's where the volume. Okay, guys, we got a lot of talking to do here. There. Ah, yeah. I didn't believe that the whole. Can you? I wonder if you guys can hear the engine running. But I gotta have it running. I gotta get a little bit of heat on here in here. Uh, we're gonna talk about the Golden Fort Knox. I was watching a show this morning, and there was a lady on the show, and she was talking about the whole thing that's going on with Elon Musk wanting to do an audit of Fort Knox. And she said that they haven't done an audit since 1974 on the show. This is a professional looking news show and everything. Uh, I wish people would get their facts straight before they just come on and say things like that. First off, they didn't do an audit in 1974 of the U.S. Gold reserve at Fort Knox. They did not do an audit in 1974. What they did is the American people were clamoring for answers whether the gold was there or not. Big questions back in the 70s. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, the gold's not in Fort Knox." They say they have. And why were those rumors out there in the first place, all the way back in the 1970s? Is because when they did do an audit, I think it was in the 1950s, the last audit they did was about 25 or 30 years earlier than the 1970s. It was kind of left a lot of question marks. There's a lot of, I'm going to call it dodgy, you know, a dodgy kind of, it left a lot of question marks in the American people whether the gold was really there in Fort Knox, the audit. And by the 1970s, there's a lot of rumors going out there. The people in the 1970s wanted to believe in the United States government that they were telling the truth and that the gold was there. They wanted to believe that. There, get some heat. Uh, so they let reporters into the vault in the 1970s, and they took some people down in there, and they showed them gold. Now, I'm just going to say they showed them. I'm not going to say they showed them the gold. They showed them gold. That seemed to be enough. There. Sorry, guys. That seemed to be enough for most people to satisfy them back in the 1970s, being let down to the vault. But what did they show them? What did they actually see when they went down to the vault? They saw 1,000,000 ounces of gold in a room. Oh, boy. Gosh, it makes a big stack of gold. 1,000,000 ounces of gold in a room makes a big stack of gold. That's what they showed them. But there's supposed to be, get this, drum roll please, there's supposed to be 150 million ounces stored there. And they only showed them 1 million ounces. That's like a guy walking up to you and saying, "Oh, I got $150 right here in my pocket." And the other guy says, "Well, let's see it. You really got $150? Let's see it." And the guy holds a $1 bill out. And he says, "That should satisfy you that I have $150. And if the other guy said, "Well, yeah, I'm satisfied." That's what happened in the 1970s. They showed them 1/150th of the gold, and everybody then was satisfied and went back to what they were doing again. They wanted to believe in their government. And the government satisfied them enough where they went back to what they were doing. But they never really did do an audit in the 1970s. And like I say, the audit, how they do this, they have some sort of seal they put on the doors. You know, believe it or not, some sort of seal. Uh, all these different magicians out there, like David Blaine and all these different ones working Las Vegas and stuff. Uh, they do all kinds of tricks like that, putting seals on things, and then they seal the box or whatever, and the guy's inside, and then and the seal's supposed to be not broken, and then whatever, the guy opens up the box and the guy's not there, right? We're talking about gold here, and some sort of seal they think is going to keep all the gold secure in the vaults. Some sort of seals that they put on the doors. They could be tampered with or anything, for crying out loud. That's very old, antiquated technology. You know how they do it now is they put cameras in the vaults and stuff, and they have guards and monitors and stuff. It's the sealing a vault. Uh, I just don't know. Do I think the gold's there? What's my intuition tell me about all this? My intuition tells me that I think the gold is there. I think there's gold there. But this is only my opinion, guys. I don't think it's the amount that they say it is. And I think when they break into that vault and they find out what's really there, and if it's way short, there's going to be hell to pay. Don't they realize that they could crack open the whole world's economy, because gold is the fundamental behind all of the money in the entire world? All these fiat currencies are nothing more than IOUs. They're credit notes. They're not money. Gold is money, and it's the only money. And if they crack in, the United States hasn't got the money that they say they got, what do you think the world's going to do? This could crack the entire financial system open. If not, every bit of gold is in there that they say is in there. If it's short, even if they got half of what they say they got in there, they find half, they'll be doing good, I think. That's what I think, because they only showed them 1/150th of the gold, which is less than 1% back in the 1970s. Maybe that's all they got. Only what I can verify is what they showed in the 1970s. That million ounces is there. That's all I can verify that's there, because that's all the people have been allowed to let see is there. And if you only believe in what you can see, that's it. 1,000,000 ounces. Now, if that's all they've got, man, there'll be hell to pay. And if that gold's half copper or whatever, because I saw the pictures, and it's coppery looking gold that come from the 1970s when they did let them in to look at the vault. It's coppery looking. It almost looks like bars of copper, for crying out loud. It's orange. It's not yellow. It's orange. But I don't know. I'm not a gold expert. All I know is the bars looked orange. Anyway, that's besides the point. What the heck else is going on out there? Because that could blow up the system. We've got this whole bargaining deal going on over Russia right now. Bargaining to end the war. Man, what a change. They were so lovey-dovey. They had towards Zelensky, the leader of Ukraine. They had him over here to America, and they were almost... It was just like a love fest, giving him money and everything for Ukraine. We got to continue this battle and support for Ukraine and everything. You guys remember. And now, all of a sudden, I looked at the newspaper articles last night, or on the headline news last night, and it says about Trump is what the things he's saying about Zelensky right now. It's like a 190-degree change in attitude toward Zelensky from one administration to the next. Who's he calling? Did I hear the word dictator used? Oh, goodness. And now, basically, it's kind of like giving the appearance that to Russia, it's kind of like forcing this deal in. Like Ukraine's got to bow in submission, and Zelensky's not wanting to bow in submission. He's good. They're you know. I mean, and it's and then Russia. You know, the whole thing is just. But where I'm going with this, what I'm talking about right now is, if this deal doesn't go through, what'll happen? I don't even want to think about it. And I don't know. Both sides are trying to get. I'm not. Listen, keep your fingers crossed that this war ends, because this war could escalate into World War III. I'm serious, and that's a lot of it's hinging on this deal. Will this deal go through or won't it? We're not going to have long to wait, and I don't think we're going to have long to wait before they're going to go trouncing into the Fort Knox and whether the gold's there or not. It just seems like we're going through a period. I don't know whether it's time, space, or place we're going through in space. The Earth's drifting through space, you know. A weird spot in space or something, where the Earth is behaving like Bizarro Land, you know, and it sees constant threats coming at us. So there's the next couple big threats we got coming is the audit of Fort Knox, whether the gold's there or not. If it's not there, it could blow up the entire system. And this war, whether it's able to end or not. It could end suddenly, or I mean, with a peace deal, or could blow up into World War III. So, are we going to get over those two humps or directly ahead? And so, listen, guys, stay tuned. I'm keeping my eye on stuff there, and I'm absolutely shocked and amazed at the stuff that's going on. We'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye. Oh, the camera, what button's what?